In this video, I'm going to answer some of the most common questions that patients ask us about zero drop shoes. We're going to look at whether zero drop shoes can cause Achilles tendonitis or tendinopathy, whether zero drop shoes are good or bad for your Achilles tendon, and thirdly, if when you have Achilles tendonitis or tendinopathy, you wear zero drop shoes, is it good for that? Is it good to help treat tendonitis? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maryke. I'm one of the physiotherapists from treatmyachilles.com, where you can get online physiotherapy assessment as well as treatment for your Achilles injuries. Have a look at the description of this video if you want a link to our website. Can zero drop shoes cause Achilles tendonitis or tendinopathy? Yes and no. Sometimes it is the cause for it, but other times it can be wrongly blamed for your Achilles pain. So let me describe two scenarios for you. Scenario number one is somebody who's not really used flat shoes or zero drop shoes before, and they've recently made the transition and their Achilles have become painful. Now in this scenario, it's likely the fault of the shoes. Let me explain why. So most of our shoes has a little bit of a heel on them, and definitely for regular running shoes, they all have a heel to toe drop, which means your heel is higher than your toes, of around between 8 to 12 degrees. Now, in this position, your Achilles is in less stretch or in a shortened position compared to if it's totally a flat shoe. There's more stretch on the Achilles then. How muscles and tendons work is they become really strong in the range of motion or movement that you train them in. So if you're used to wearing a shoe with a little bit of a heel, your Achilles can be really nice and strong and robust in that position and in that range. But that last little bit, if you go into flat shoes, it's just not strong enough for it. And it's actually a big load that it has to carry extra then. And that's why it can flare out. So if you've recently made the move to flatter shoes, that can be the cause. And I'll explain in the next section how you can prevent that from happening. Now, the second scenario is somebody who has run in zero drop shoes for a year or longer, never had an issue with it, and now all of a sudden their Achilles has become painful. It's very likely not the cause of your pain. It's much more likely that you've changed something else. It was either that you ramped up your mileage too quickly, or too many high intensity sessions, didn't give enough recovery, or perhaps you've had a stint where for a month or two, you've not been wearing zero drop shoes and you've been in shoes with more heels or more of a heel on it, and then suddenly gone back to your flatter running shoes. Then it may be the cause. But if none of that's true, then it's likely training error and not the shoes that caused it. Okay, so is zero drop shoes bad for your Achilles and you should just stay away from it? No, not at all. It's just about how you prepare your Achilles tendon for it. So if we think of how I discussed a minute ago about how if you wear shoes with a heel always, your Achilles is used to being in a position where it doesn't have so much stretch and is not strong in that last bit of range. Now you can strengthen it up to be strong in that range. So if you want to make the move to zero drop shoes and you're really serious about it, take time and strengthen it up. But keep in mind, it's got to take at least about 3 months or longer for you to make the full transition to running your full mileage in that. Otherwise, you're going to progress too quickly and your body just won't have time to adapt that tendon. Tendons are made of collagen. Collagen takes a long time to adapt and strengthen. So the things you've got to do, first, you've got to put some strength training in. Heel raises over the side of a step with extra weight, because when we run up forces, depending on what research you read, forces of between 3 to 6 times your body weight even is going through your calf and Achilles tendon. So just doing your heel raises with your body weight ain't gonna cut it. You've got to add some extra weight to it. So that's the first thing. You can add heel raises into your routine 2-3 times a week, depending on how much you run as well. If you run quite a lot, I would probably just do twice a week. The second is that you use running to strengthen your Achilles tendon in your new shoes. So you don't go out for continuous runs, you do little bits, so a minute or 2 minutes run in your new shoes, because that in itself can help to strengthen it up. Now I know it's a schlep to just do a short run in it, but take your trainers with you. And if you've finished your run, just put your running shoes on, your new running shoes on, and just do an extra minute or 2 minutes in your new shoes. Do not do it after you've just done a long run or session where you're really tired and have already pushed your Achilles to the end. It's best to do it on easy run days, that it's a bit fresher. But start with really short sessions and don't do it every single day. You've got to think about how you distribute the load as well. If you're already doing strength training for it today, then likely tomorrow or the day after is a better day to do some running in your new shoes. So like I said, it takes about 12 weeks to 16 weeks or even longer, depending on how strong you are or not strong you are, for your Achilles to regain or gain the full strength it needs in that extra range. So take your time to transition and definitely stick to shorter distances in your new running shoes first. Are zero drop shoes good to wear when you have Achilles tendonitis or tendinopathy? So in other words, can they help it heal? No, it will likely make it more irritated. And the reason for that is that tendons that are irritated and injured do not like being stretched. And if you're in a zero drop shoe, it's constantly in a position where it's a little bit more stretched and where it can easily, when you just move around, go into more stretch. So if you really want your tendon to calm down and allow you to do your rehab, it's better to wear a shoe that has a slight heel on it. This is also the reason why if a patient has a really sensitive Achilles tendon, we tend to tell them not to walk around barefoot in the house even at the initial stages, because that can really irritate it. So speak to your physio. They can help you decide what is the right thing to do. It doesn't mean you stay in shoes the whole rehab period long. As soon as your Achilles has calmed down and it's starting to accept exercise with extra weight over the side of a step, it's usually happy to go into flatter shoes. It's just about timing it correctly that you don't go and irritate your tendon further. Excellent. Let me know if you've got any questions. And remember, if you need more help with an Achilles tendon injury, you're welcome to consult one of the team via video call. Link to the website is in the description of this video. Take care.